All right, are you guys looking at my screen right now?
Yeah, we are.
All right, cool, thank you. All right, let's take a look at how to solve this. It seems like quite a lot of you guys are stuck, but it's okay. That's why you guys are here to learn, right? So solve the inequality and graph it. So negative 3x plus 6 greater than negative 4x. So just pretend this is an equal sign for now, okay? Pretend this is an equal sign. And we are going to solve this thing as if this is an equal sign for now. All right, we have one term right here. We have one term right here, and then we have another term right here. So remember, your goal is always make sure that the x is alone, and I prefer the x on the left side, okay? I prefer the x on the left side. If I want all the x's on the left side, that means the positive 6 has to go to the right, okay? The positive 6 has to go to the right, and then the negative 4x has to go to the left, okay? So this is what I prefer. There are a million ways you can do it, but I really want x to be alone and on the left side. All right, so let's take a look at how exactly are we going to do this. So first thing, we're going to move the plus 6 to the right. So that means we're going to do the opposite. So we'll have a minus 6 on the left side and on the right side. So remember, the inequality sign in this case is split the equations into the left half and the right half. You have the left half right here and then the right. So we'll do a minus 6 on the left, do the same on the right. So that means these are cancel out. You have negative 3x. And then right here, keep the greater than sign. And then on the left, you have negative 4x minus 6. So right here, there are no like terms with the 6. You don't have another term right here you can combine. So the negative 6 is going to stay. It's going to stay here. All right, the next step is we want to move all the x's to the left. So that means the negative 4x has got to go to the left side. And we can do that by doing the opposite again. So that means we have to do a plus 4x plus 4x. All right, now let's keep going. And then these two are going to cancel out. So they're gone. All right, they're gone. That means you have just the negative 6 on the left. And then on the right side, negative 3x on the left side, negative 3x plus 4x. You are going to get just 1x, okay? But don't write the 1, okay? Don't write the 1, just write x. If you write the 1, it just looks very unprofessional, and we want to make ourselves look professional, so we don't write the 1, so drop the 1. So just x greater than negative 6, and that would be your final answer. X is greater than negative 6. So like I say, there are a lot of ways you can do it. I see some of you guys do it the other way. Some of you guys, instead of moving the 6 first, you actually trying to mess with the negative 3. So some of you guys trying to move this. We would have got the same answer if we subtracted 3. If you subtracted, if you added 3x, yes, you will get the same answer. You're correct, Hammer. So if you move this to the right side first, you can totally get the same answer, but there is a slight disadvantage, and I'm going to tell you why. If you move the negative 3x to the right, you are going to do the opposite, plus 3x plus 3x, and then you're going to have these two cancel out. So that means you have 6 greater than negative 4x plus 3x. You're dealing with negative x. This is what you get, okay? All right, so here comes the slight disadvantage. Right here, you have to deal with negative number. If you want to deal with negative number, that means you have to flip the sign and everything. Yes, you have to flip the sign correct. So that means the next step is you have to get rid of the negative sign. So I'm going to do the opposite of negative 1. That means, well, actually, that's not the best way to say it. you should do times -1 on the right and then times -1 on the left. Okay. The reason I want to times -1 is that I can get rid of the negative, because negative and negative will get you a positive. Okay. Negative and negative will get you a positive, and that's what we want. And when you times a negative number, you flip the sign, and then on the left you have -6. And as I say, I highly prefer x on the left side. Okay, I really, really want x to be on the left side. So I'm going to flip the whole thing. Put the x to the left, flip the inequality sign, and then put the -6 right here. And you will get the exact same answer. All right, you will get the exact same answer. But the thing is, I just don't prefer doing this step right here and also flipping the whole thing left and right. Okay, it's just more steps. It's just more steps. So let's just say I want to do as little steps as possible, because the less step you do, the less of a chances that you will make mistakes, the smaller chances that you will make mistakes. So that's why at the very beginning, I was trying to move this to the left and then move this to the right. Okay. All right. Thank you for asking, Hammer. I know you got it. Yeah. Okay. So both ways you'll get the correct answer, but doing this to the left and then moving this to the right will save you a lot of a lot of work later on. All right. So once again, do a -6 -6, and then that means these two will cancel out, and then you'll get that. And then move this to the left by doing the opposite. So plus 4x plus 4x. And then that means cancel out. You have just x greater than -6. All right, so once you get to this, you will graph it. So on the graph, find 0. Usually I put 0 in the middle. And then find -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. And then after that, you may as well erase the 0. The 0 means nothing now. Okay, so let's see if I should shade the left or the right. So any number greater than -6, any number greater than -6, we are looking at -5, -4, -3, -2, -0. All these numbers are greater than -6, so we will shade the right side. And then without the equal to, we'll have open circle. All right, so we'll have open circle. Okay, so that's it for the do now problem. I know you guys, you guys just learning inequality last week, and you guys did your homework and everything. But I will give you guys more practice maybe some other day. But today we're gonna have to move on to the next topic. I know we are kind of in a rush, but just pay attention. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be all right. Okay, so you don't have to write this down, okay? Not for now. When you guys have to start writing things down, I will let you know. But right now, I want you guys to just take a really brief glimpse right here. What is the difference between the two equations? On the left, we have this equations. This is a quadratic. So this is the quadratic function that we talk about. Remember, we were talking about parent function. Okay, we're talking about parent function. One of them is the quadratic, and you can tell it's a quadratic because the exponent is 2. Okay, the exponent is 2. If I want to graph it, it's going to look like the letter U. It's going to look like a letter U. You guys did a homework on this. So this is the quadratic parent function. I want you to compare the parent function with this one right here. And my question is, what are some differences? And what are some similarities? So can some of you guys tell me in the chat what are some differences and how are they similar? Maybe I'll give you guys 20 seconds. Just type it in the chat box, please. How are they similar? How are they different? Okay, so you say it's x squared. Yep, that is how they are similar. So pretty much they are both raised to the power of 2. That is correct. Anyone else want to give it a try? Yes, they both have a y. All right, Juan, Guillermo, thank you. Yes, it is x squared. All right, so let me show you what are the similarities. So they're both raised to the power of 2. They both have an x, and then they both have a y, okay? They both have a y. All right, now how are they different? So let's look at the extra stuff on the equations on the right, okay? Right here, the extra stuff, they included, let's do a green, okay? This number, this is extra. So you don't see it right here. It's not here. So you have one extra number you have to worry about. And then this part right here, this is also extra. So in between the x and the square, there is this number right here. And right here, you got nothing in between the x and the square. And then the last one right here, this number at the very back, you are also missing in the parent function. So that means you have 3 extra number. You got 3 extra number you have to worry about. So just because there are 3 extra number, the graph is going to look pretty different. The graph is going to shift up or down, left or right, okay? So today we are going to be talking about how are these numbers in the front, in the back, and in between the x and the square, how these 3 numbers is going to change the function, okay? All right, so this is what we're going to talk about today. All right, so moving on. So today's title is Transformation of Quadratic Function. So at least write the title down, okay? So quadratic function, once again, is the graph that looks like a U. The graph that looks like a U. We are going to talk about how are you going to shift the graph left and right, up and down, and then you will be having a new graph, okay? After you shift it around, you have a new graph. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so from now on, this is the stuff that you absolutely have to write it down, okay? This is the stuff. So let's talk about this generic quadratic equations right here. So y equals a is a number at the very front. The number in the very front, we are going to call it the letter A. And then right here, in between the x and the square, this number, we are going to call it h. We are going to call it h. And then the number at the very back, whatever number that is, we are going to call it k. Okay, you got 3 numbers to worry about. And then these 3 numbers, they will change how the graph looks like. Today we'll mostly focus on h and k. Today we'll mostly focus on h and k. So definitely, absolutely have to write this part down. You're going to need to know about this. So when you look at h, if there is a minus sign, the negative sign tells you that the graph shifts to the right. The graph shifts to the right if this is a negative. If this is a positive, the graph shifts to the left. Okay, so that means right here, it tells you everything about going left and right. It's all about the h, whatever number that is. If it's a minus sign, it shifts to the right. If this is a positive sign, it shifts to the left. All right, the next thing is the k right here. So the number at the very back, we are going to call it the letter k. And if that is a positive sign, then the graph is going to shift up. It's going to move up. If the sign is a negative sign, then the graph is going to move down. And we will talk about A later on. Right now, we'll only focus on H and K. So make sure you write this down. This is probably the most important thing for the next week or 2 weeks. And I'll give you guys maybe another 30 seconds to write this down. All right, moving on. So let's talk about the vertical movement first. We are talking about moving it up and down. So moving it up and down, we only look at the number at the very back, the K, okay? So the parent function, this is the original one, all right? The parent function. All right, thank you, Hannah. So right here, this is the original parent function, y equals x squared. It's a quadratic, so it looks like a letter U. And now if we have a number at the very back, if we change the K into positive 4, if it changed to positive 4, okay, so right here, I'm literally putting the plus 4 at the very back, the K is going to be 4. And that is going to shift the graph 4 units up. Your graph is going to move 4 units up. So once again, the number K right here at the very back, this number is going to shift the graph up, and it is shifting up because of the plus sign, okay? The positive sign is what makes it shift up. If this is a minus, let's just say if that is a x squared minus 4, then your graph is going to shift down 4 units like this, okay? Then your graph is going to shift down. So whether it is a positive or negative, it makes a huge difference. All right, so that's for the vertical movement. What about the horizontal movement? So the horizontal movement, left and right, we only care about the number in between the x and the square. So we're going to need to put a parenthesis around this, okay? We need to put a parenthesis around it. But whatever number that is in between the x and the square, right here, this is the number h. And then once again, we compare it with the parent function. We compare it with the parent function. You will see that the positive sign is going to shift the graph 5 units to the left, okay? The positive tells you that it goes to the left. And then the 5 tells you that it shifts 5 units to the left. So make sure you memorize it. Positive means to the left. And what if that is a negative? What if this is a x minus 5 and then square? If this is a minus, then the graph is going to shift 5 units to the right, okay? So pay a lot of attention at the positive and the negative. If you forget about it, just go back and take a look at this, okay? Right here, this is super important. Everything is based off of this, okay? So that's for the horizontal movement. All right, now let's actually look at an example. Let's check out an example and then see how do we work this out. So right here, I have a graph on the left, and then first of all, we know this is not the parent function because the vertex is not at 0, 0. So the parent function is supposed to start at the origin, okay? This is where the parent function is supposed to start right here. and then it goes like a letter U. But now we are definitely not at the origin. It's been shifted to the left. It has been shifted a little bit to the left. And now I want you guys to compare to the parent function what's changed, okay? What's changed? So let's take a look. So the new graph, did it move up or down? The answer is nope. There is no vertical movement. It has not moved up or down. So no vertical movement, which means you don't have to worry about this part, okay? You don't have to worry about this part because there is no movement. All right, what about horizontal? Did it shift left or right? And the answer is yes, it goes from here. Now it goes this way, and then it stops right here. So yes, there is a horizontal movement. It was shifted left by 1 unit. It was shifted left by 1 unit comparing to the parent function, okay? Usually, I would tell you what are we comparing. So we have to compare with another graph in order to see the change. So if I don't say anything, that's going to be comparing to the parent function. Sometimes I want you to compare it with another graph, but this right now, for now, I want you guys to compare it with the parent function. So comparing with the parent function that start at 0, 0, how is this changed? And it's been shifted to the left by 1 unit. All right, now I want you guys to figure out the equations, okay? Figure out the equations. So the original parent function with no transformation, it is y equals x squared. But now it's been shifted to the left by 1 unit. That means we are going to need to put some number in between the x and the square. Okay, we need to put some number in between the x and the square. All right, so that equation is going to be y equals, and you are going to need a parenthesis. You will put an x right here. You will put a square right here. All right, now let's figure out what should we put in between this. So this thing shifted 1 unit to the left. When it comes to moving to the left, all right, so this is the part that it kind of doesn't make sense. It's a little bit counterintuitive. When you go to the left, you are looking at a positive sign, okay? You are looking at a positive sign when you are going to the left. Positive sign, and then you're going to be 1 unit, okay? 1 unit. So Hammer and Janeshala, thank you for trying, appreciate that. But this is a little bit counterintuitive. I know we are thinking about, hey, these are negative numbers. Shouldn't we put a negative sign right here? But it is a little bit weird. So make sure that you are going to have a positive sign. So left. Hey, Willie, if you're so smart, do you want to try the next one? I have another one that you can give it a try. How about that? And if you get it wrong, you owe me 20 push-ups. So right here, this is going to be a plus sign because it shifts to the left. It's a little bit, that it doesn't follow logic. I know it's kind of weird, but just memorize it, okay? So it's a plus 1. So that's the equation for the new graphs, okay? Comparing with the original. You always compare with the original parent function. All right. Let's move on to the next problem, and let's check out another example. Okay, so here you have another example right here. So once again, we are comparing it to the parent function. We are comparing to the parent function. What is the change? So just to make your life easier, parent function start at 0, 0. It goes like this, okay? This is the parent function. All right, now the new one starts right here. So let's take a look at all the transformation. Vertical movement, is there any vertical movement? Did it shift up or down? So the answer is yes. There is a vertical transformation and it was shifted down this way. It was shifted down. It was shifted down by 4 units. It was shifted down by 4 units. All right, horizontal movement, did it shift left and right? And the answer is yes, it did. It was shifted to the right by 5 units. It was shifted to the right by 5 units. All right, and then the next thing is we have to figure out the new equations, okay? We have to figure out the new equations. So once again, we will write the original parent function. So the parent function looks like this, okay? Simple enough, y equals x squared. All right, let's figure out the new one. So the new one is going to be y equals, and then there are things that you're going to have to put. So you have a parenthesis right here, you have a x right here, you have a square right here. And now we need to figure out what goes right here and what goes right here. These two are the missing numbers. We need to figure out what two numbers. So let's look at the h first, okay? Let's look at h. So this missing number is the h. Let's see if we can figure out what number is that. So when it comes to left and right horizontal movement, this is the number that we worry about. It's been shifted to the right. It's been shifted to the right. So remember, it was a little bit counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense. So when it's shifted to the positive side, the right side, you will put a negative right here. You will put a negative right here. And then, yes, you got it, Willie. Thank you. So you will put a 5. So it's shifted right 5 units. It is a negative because it goes to the right, and then 5 units. So the h is going to be right here. And then what about the k, the number at the very back? What number are we looking at? So this number right here, you will have to look at it, the vertical transformation. So the vertical transformation right here tells us that it shifted down. It shifted down by 4 units. And if it moves down, we need a negative sign. We need a negative sign, and then we will put a 4. So you shifted down by 4 units. That's why you have to put a -4. All right, thank you, Willie. Thank you, Shuffle. All right, so I hope you guys are getting this. And if you have any questions, just ask, okay? Ask in the chat or unmute your mic. So don't be shy. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right, so that's transformation of the quadratic function, moving it up and down, left and right. So how about you guys try one of these? So right here, check your understanding. All right, so just like how I did it, compared to the parent function, what's changed? So compared to the parent function, the one that started at 0, 0, I want you guys to identify the transformation. Did it shift up and down? And if it did, is it up or down? And how many units? Same for horizontal. Did it shift left and right? And if it did, is it left or is it right? By how many units? And then also write the equation out, okay? So I need to figure out what this number and what that number is. All right, so I'll give you guys probably 3 minutes. I'll give you guys 3 minutes to work on this. Go ahead and switch to Peer Deck. Go ahead and switch to Peer Deck and I will check your answers. So everyone, please go ahead and switch to Peer Deck and then give this problem a try. Yes, yes, if it shifts to the left, you have to put a plus. All right, so far only 11 of you guys are trying this. So that means I'm still missing almost 20 students. So come on, guys, let's give it a try. Today is actually a short day. Today we should be wrapping up pretty soon. So go ahead and see if you can figure this out. And if you are done, go ahead and draw a smiley face or like any symbols, anything, so I can tell if you need to work on it or if you got it already. So I see some of you guys draw the parent function as well, so that's good. It's always a good idea to draw the parent function as well, so you can easily see what's changed. All right, guys, you're comparing it with the parent function. So you are comparing it with the parent function. So that means you are going to see some vertical and horizontal movement, okay? Parent function, it starts at 0, 0, but this one, it definitely moves both vertically and horizontally. All right, purple star, you're good. Quite a lot of you guys are stuck. All right, black smiley face, you are good, but then the equations looks kind of messed up. So black smiley face, the equation, it has to start with y or f of x, okay? It's going to be either y or f of x. So it's going to be y equals, and then you have parentheses and so on. See if you can figure that out. Okay, yellow star. So you are saying there is no vertical movement? So vertical means up and down, okay? Vertical means up and down. Comparing to the parent function, it has been shifted up, okay? It has been shifted up. So there is a vertical movement. There is a vertical movement. Okay, pink heart, you got the transformation good, but can you write the equations? Can you write the equation? Okay, so black neutral phase. The transformation is good, but can you write the equation? It seems like a lot of you guys are having trouble writing the equation. All right, I still have 5 of you guys who hasn't even started. I got 5 of you guys who has not even started. Alicia, Andrew, Juan, Guillermo, Francisca, and Dominic. You guys haven't even touched the thing yet, so go ahead and give it a try.
It doesn't work, mister.
What do you mean it doesn't work? Okay, I think turquoise smiley face, you got it. But you gotta be careful about the vertical. Okay, turquoise smiley face. Listen up. At the very back, I think you put a -1, but shifting up. If you shift up, it's supposed to be a +1. Okay, it's supposed to be a +1. All right, one of you guys say you're confused. Okay, it seems like most of you guys can tell the transformation, but then when it comes to writing down the equation, that part is pretty much destroying you guys. Okay, let me show you guys how to do this. I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. So go back to the Microsoft Teams meeting. Go back to the Microsoft Teams meeting. All right, so always compare with the parent function. So compare with the parent function, what's changed? The parent function start right here, okay? It start right here at the origin, right here. The new one is right here, okay? The new one is right here. So that means it's definitely shift to the left, and it also shift up a little bit, okay? It shift to the left, and it also shifted up. All right, now let's look at right here, vertical. Did it shift up? The answer is yes. Okay, so the answer is yes. It shifted up. I don't quite understand how can someone not spot this. Okay, I see a couple of you guys put no right here, but I'm pretty sure this thing shifted up and it should be pretty obvious. So it's been shifted up by 1 unit. It's shifted up by 1 unit. And then horizontal movement. So yes, it's shifted to the left. Yes, it always start right here. This is where it start, okay? And then looking at the new one, you are going to the left and then you go up, okay? You're going to the left and then you go up. It always start right here. All right, so it shifted to the left by 5 units. It shifted to the left by 5 units. All right, now let's write the equation. So quite a lot of you guys are stuck right here. Everyone pay attention, okay? So some of you guys say you're confused. Right now is the time to pay attention. Just pay attention. The equation is going to look like something like this. Y equals, you have a parenthesis, you have an X, you have a square. So these are not going to change. You're always going to have all of these right here. What you need to figure out is right here, what number goes here and what number goes here. You have to figure out this and that, okay? So the first thing you should do is write this part down, okay? Y equals, open parenthesis, X, leave some space right here because we need to put a number right here, and then close parenthesis and then the square. Right, now let's figure out what goes right here. So in here is going to be whatever's going left and right. So right here, we are moving to the left. If we move to the left, we're going to need to put a plus. And then 5 units, we'll put it right here. So it is a plus because it goes to the left. And then at the back right here, if it moves up, we need a plus and then 1 unit. So that's the equation for the new graph right here. So comparing with the original is y equals x squared. There's no number in between x and square. There's no number in the back. But the new one is being shifted to the left by 5 units. That's why we have a plus 5. And it's been shifted up by 1 unit. That's why we have a plus 1. So if you look at this new one and the original one, you will see the change is right here and right here. In the original, there's no number, okay? There's no number. But the new ones, you are shifting 5 units to the left, 1 unit up. All right, I'm glad you get it, really. So I know there's a lot of information that's thrown at you, but practice makes perfect. Okay, when I first learned about this, I was really confused. I remember when I was in high school, I was really confused. I had no idea what I was doing, but practice makes perfect. Okay, let's try another one. All right, after this, I'll show you your homework. You have a couple problems, and then that's it, okay? All right, let's try another one. This is pretty much the exact same thing. So once again, compare it with the original parent function. So parent functions start at 0, 0. It starts right here, okay? This is the original one. The original is right here. So I want you guys to think about this new one. Did it shift up and down? Did it shift left or right? Okay, it should be pretty obvious. Okay? So I may as well give you this, okay? It shifts this way. And then right here, if you can't really see, I can tell you that this is a 4. It shifted this way, and then it also shifted that way, and this right here is an 8, okay? So I'm even giving you the numbers. So go ahead and see if you can figure out how to solve this. So tell me, if is there any vertical movement? If there is it up or down? By how many units? Same thing for horizontal. Is there any horizontal movement? If there is it left or right? By how many units? And then write the equation out. The equation is going to be y equals, and then you have parenthesis x, leave some space, close parenthesis, and then a square. You need to have two numbers, okay? You need to figure out the two numbers. So I want everyone to give it a try. I will give you guys a couple minutes to work on it, and I'm going to look at your work meanwhile. So go ahead and give it a try. So everyone go to Peer Deck and give it a try, please. I mean, technically speaking, this is not even math. We're not really solving any problems right here. You're just looking at the new graph, see if you can spot any changes, and then writing it down. So if you get it, this should be the easiest chapter ever. Okay, black smiley face. Make sure you. Oh yeah, you guys are having trouble to do the square. Or maybe you can just use the pen to make a square. All right, once you're done, go ahead and draw a smiley face or something so I can tell you if you got it, and if you still need to work on it, I can give you some help. All right. Hey, all right, Willie, go ahead and change it to the pen. You don't have to type, okay? Don't type. Just change it to a pen and then write a little tiny number 2. All right, yellow smiley face, you're good. And then blue smiley face. Make sure you have the Y. Okay, I mean, you have the vertical and horizontal. You have the H and K reverse. Okay, you have the H and K reverse. So that means after X, whatever number comes after X, is supposed to be the horizontal movement. All right, it's supposed to be horizontal movement, and the number at the very back is the up and down, the vertical movement. Okay, I see you're correcting it. That's good. That's good. Thank you. See if we can fix it. Okay, yellow star. Yellow star. Look at the horizontal movement again. Okay, so you can tell that the thing moves to the right. Okay, that's good. It did move to the right, but if it moves to the right, can you figure out, should you use a plus or should you use a minus sign? Okay, yellow star. Moving to the right is going to be correct. That's it. It's supposed to be a minus sign. All right, let me see. Blue smiley face -4. That's good. That's good. Keep going. +8. Awesome. That's it. You got it. All right. All right. All right. We have another yellow star. All right. That one's perfect. And then purple smiley face with the tongue out. All right. So purple face with the tongue out. make sure you need a sign in front of the 8, okay? Is it a positive or is it a negative? You are going to need a sign in front of the 8. You are missing a sign. And then yellow heart. So yellow heart, can you give it a try and tell me what's the equation? And then the yellow smiley emoji. Let me see. Where did you get the 5 from? Okay, so yellow smiley emoji. So you have x minus 5, but I don't get where you get the 5 from. It's supposed to be a 4, right? There you go. There you go. All right, you got it. You got it. The rest looks good. Okay, good job. Well done. All right, pink circle. Pink circle. Think about the horizontal movement again. Okay, so it shifts to the right by 4 units. That's correct. But when we're trying to put it on the equations, shifting to the right, should you use a plus or should you use a minus sign? Shifting to the right, should you use a plus or should you use a minus sign? See if you can figure that out. Okay, I see you are correcting it. That's good, that's good. So shifting to the right is going to be a minus. All right, thank you very much. So it's a little bit counterintuitive because you thought that, shifting to the right, will mix a positive number, but it's not, okay? It's kind of weird. So it becomes negative. Let me see, broken heart. All right, broken heart. I see you just finished. Okay, so broken heart with the upset face. I think you get the horizontal and the vertical mixed up, okay? I think you have them mixed up. It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. So shifting right 4 units, you have to make sure that's the number right behind the X, okay? Right behind the X, that's the number for shifting it left and right. And then the number at the very back, that's the number for up and down. Okay, I see you are correcting it. That's good. That's good. So make sure that you are correct on the vertical and horizontal. All right, no. Vertical is up 8 units. So that means the +8 will be at the very back. Okay, the +8 is going to be at the very back. And then in between the X and the square inside the parenthesis, that's the left and right, okay? That's the left and right. And then shifting it to the right, do you use a plus or do you use a minus? Quite a lot of you guys are stuck on that. Okay, so I'm seeing most people are either correct or really, really close to correct. Is that a Twitter sign? I see someone draw the Twitter symbol. And then, oh, you guys are just super artistic. All right. So let me show you what's the correct answer. So go back to Microsoft Teams meeting. Go back to Microsoft Teams meeting, and I will show you the correct answer. So this is way better than the last problem. It seems like you guys are practicing and you guys are getting it. Okay. So quite a lot of you guys got it correct, and most of you guys are, if you are not correct, you guys are still pretty close. All right. So is there any vertical movement compared to the original? The answer is yes, because it goes all the way up here, okay? So yes, there is a vertical movement and it was going up by 8 units. All right, is there any horizontal movement? Did it shift left and right? And the answer is yes, it shifted all the way over here. So that means it's going to the right by 4 units. All right. So most of you guys got this correct, okay? Most of you guys got it correct. This is the part that some of you guys got stuck. So to write the whole equations out, you are going to need the basic stuff, okay? Y equals parenthesis, and then you need an x, you need a square. So these are something that you must have, okay? You will have to have these. So you are trying to figure out what goes here and what goes here. All right, so let's see. Whatever is in here, this is the left and right, okay? This is the left and right. So this is the horizontal movement right here. If it goes to the right, that means it is a minus. If it goes to the right, that means it's a minus. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Hammer, go ahead and come back in a couple minutes. And then it goes to the right by 4 units, shift to the right by 4 units. That's why we put a -4. And then back here, this is shifted up. So shifted up means you have to do a +8 like this, all right? So don't get them mixed up, all right? Don't get them mixed up. Make sure the left and right is right here. The up and down is back here. The left and right is right here, and then the up and down is right here. One of them is your H, the other one is your K. Okay, so that's it for all the lecture for today. All right, that's it for the lecture. And I'm gonna show you your homework, and I will do a problem for you. All right, I will do a problem for you so that you guys don't get lost. All right, so your homework is going to be in the hub. All right, so log into the hub, and after you get to the hub, I think at this point you guys should be getting good at this, right? So go to course, go to algebra, and then let me put it as a student. Come on, I mean, compared to other teachers, don't you think my homework is the easiest and the shortest? Like, come on, you can finish it in 5 minutes. All right, and then go to plans. It's the hardest. What? Really? Come on. You want to write a 2-page essay instead? Come on, guys. All right, so once you go to plans, you will go to week of September 21st. You will go to week of September 21st and then click right here. And then your homework will be right here, transformation intro. Click it. And then once again, click this and then go to download, okay? Go to download. I will give you guys 1 minute so you can go fetch your homework, and I'm going to work one problem with you guys on the homework just to catch you up to speed. So if you are on the hub, go ahead and download the homework, and then I am going to solve one of the homework problems for you. I'm going to be literally giving you answers. So go ahead and go get your homework right now on the hub. I'll give you guys 1 minute. Yes, I already did attendance. Okay, let's get the homework. All right, I'm going to pick one problem. Let's do the first one, okay? Let's do the first one. So on the homework, I'm going to solve the first one for you. I'm literally giving you answers. All right, everyone, look at the first one. Just watch my screen for now, all right? So sometimes you guys are going to be having problems multitasking, going to switch and forth between tabs. Just watch what I do on the screen, or copy this down on a paper somewhere so you can put it on your homework later on. All right, so identify the transformation, the domain and range, and everything else. So right here, there is a quadratic function right here. And once again, I want you to compare it with the original parent function. So you are always going to be comparing with the parent function. So the parent function start right here. So now I want you to figure out what transformation did it go through, okay? So obviously it goes this way to right here, and then it goes up to right here. So it moved this way and then it moved that way, okay? So now let's take a look at how to put this right here. So first, is there any vertical movement? Did it move up and down? The answer is yes, there is a vertical movement. And then it was moved up by 3 units. So it was moved up by 3 units. And then, is there any horizontal movement? Did it shift left and right? The answer is yes, it did. It shifted to the left by, right here, this is a -6, so left by 6 units. It shifted left by 6 units. All right, now I'm asking you, what is the h? So remember, the equations go something like this, okay? The equation goes y equals, and then ax minus h squared plus k. I'm asking you, what is this, okay? Give me the sign, give me the number. So this is shifted left by 6 units. That means left is going to get me a positive, and then you're going to need a 6. That is your h. You have a positive because it's
Hello?
shifted to the left. Yes, who is this? And then you have to go left by 6 units. All right, now what about k? Okay, what about k? So k is the number at the very back. So that is about up and down, okay? It's about up and down. So let's take a look. You're going up by 3 units, which means you are going to have to need a plus. You need a positive. Positive means it's go up by 3 units. Yep, that's it. Thank you, Shuffle. You got it. All right, now let's go ahead and write the whole equation. So let's write whatever that we know for sure we're going to need it. We need the y, we need the equal, we need a parenthesis, we need x. These are everything that we must have, okay? Right here, this is something that you must have. You are trying to figure out what's missing right here and what's missing right here. So you need to put the h right here, and you need to put the k at the very back, okay? Put the h right here, put the k at the very back. All right, Hammer, you just come back. So go to the hub, and then find the homework. The homework is called Transformation Intro. All right, so the h is positive 6, positive 6. And then the k is going to be positive 3. Wait, I marked you absent. Were you here earlier when I took attendance? Let me check the attendance log. I can tell what time that you log in. You probably wasn't here when I was doing attendance. So that's why I keep telling you guys to come here on time, because when I take attendance, I don't want you guys to be absent. Make sure you guys got to go to class on time. All right, so right here, this is the equation. Plus 6 right here, and then the positive 3 right here. Okay, all right, now the next thing is go back to our old friend, domain and range, okay? Domain and range of the new function. So domain is going to be how far left and right. Remember how far left and how far right does the graph goes. So when you're looking at the new graph, all right, looking at the new graph, you can tell that the graph is going to go up forever this way, and then it's going to go up forever that way. So that means the domain is going to be, it's going to go from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity. That would be the domain. It goes from negative infinity, that's the furthest left, and then positive infinity, that's the furthest right. And that would be your set notation. How about interval notation? So interval notation, you're going to need a open parenthesis, negative infinity, all the way to positive infinity, and then close parenthesis. That would be your interval notation. All right, the last one right here, the range. Range is about how high and how low does the graph goes, okay? How high and how low. So the lowest point is this point right here. This is as low as possible right here. So the minimum, we are looking at positive 3. We are looking at positive 3. So the minimum for your set notation is going to be 3. And then less than or equal to x, y. All right, I'll double check. The y, and then less than, and then how high is it going to go? It will go as high as positive infinity. That would be your set notation. What about the interval notation? The interval notation is going to be the minimum is 3, the maximum is positive infinity. You need to have a bracket for your 3 because there is no open circle. And then you need a parenthesis for your infinity, all right? Because infinity always use a parenthesis. All right, so that's it for today. This is going to be today's homework, and try your best. If you have any questions, come back at 3:20. If you have any questions, come back at 3:20. I will stay for a little bit and I'll help you on your homework, in case if you guys are stuck. But other than that, that's it for today. I think you guys done fantastic. I think you guys are probably one of my best period out of all. Most of you guys are playing. So that's it for today. Make sure you guys come here on time when I see you guys again on Thursday, okay? So make sure you guys are on time so that when I take attendance, you guys are here. All right, so I'll see you guys on Thursday. You guys are dismissed. All right, I'll double check, okay? I'll double check. You guys are dismissed. I will see you guys on Thursday.
Mr. Quan.
Ooh, wait. Who is talking?
Justin. I was gonna ask, what class period is this?
We are about to finish with 7, and we're going to move on to 8th period.
Okay.
Bye.